Greetings, brethren. Houseburger Donkeyback here, and I did promise you I'd show you how to do the or how I do the moss thing on the bases. I did already finish these Normans, so I only have one of them left that I'll do. And alright, let's get to it. So I'll take a cup thing, and then some of the green turf. You don't need a lot. I'll just show you about this much, maybe this much. That's about enough for, how many figures is this? 24, 36, about 45 figures. So yeah, it definitely goes pretty far, and I'm not going to use all of this because it'd be too wasteful. So not only is it a really fast way of basing or putting some fun basing effects on a bunch of figures, it's also really cheap, because the bag will go pretty far. I'm pretty sure I could make, I don't know, 600 more, maybe 1,000 figures with this bag, and it was $2.99. So this will definitely carry me pretty far, especially if I combine it with tufts. Alright, now that we have our turf, we're gonna add some PVA glue. That should be enough. And I'll add a drop of water from my bottle. Okay, that's already enough. Probably too much, but we'll just deal with it. And then we're just gonna mash this all together. And as I said last time, you're looking for sort of an overly creamed spinach consistency. Mash it all. It's almost a bit too wet. A bit too much water, so I'll add a little bit more PVA glue. This is just standard PVA glue that's available in Germany. Any PVA glue will do. I'm sure you could probably also do this with sort of standard craft glues like Elmer's and things like that. Alright, that's looking a bit better. We just want the turf to be completely soaked through with the stuff. Alright. I'm not going to use this brush because it's a bit too new for this sort of thing. You want to use an old, really beaten up brush, which will be this one, which has seen oh so many better days. But it's exactly perfect for this sort of thing. And then you just grab a lump of this stuff. It's actually really difficult with the camera, I had no idea. Let's see, and then you put some on the base. Okay, I'm gonna have to look past the camera, otherwise I won't see this. Focuses properly. Let's pull it down a little bit further. Yeah, I think that's better. Is it? Okay, here we go. And then you just kind of mash it down and try to sculpt it a little bit on the base so that it just covers the spots in between the tufts. If you get some extra like glue bits such as this, it's fine. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Alright, and then I'll get some more. You can see it goes pretty far. I could probably do 15 figures with just this little bit. And then we'll put some more here. Mash it down again. Make sure it looks a bit like some kind of foliage that's covering the ground. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. I think for this one we're going to keep it at this, because he has a bunch of tufts and flowers on the base, so he doesn't need quite as much. We just we just want to cover some of those empty areas on the base. All right, and then you set this to dry. It does take a while to dry. I would say probably at least 5-6 hours. I haven't really timed it. I should have probably done that, but I did these this morning for the most part. So, well, this morning actually. No, I did it probably around 1 p.m. So yeah, probably 4 hours, 3-4 hours. That should leave it enough time to dry. And then, luckily, I also have one where I didn't do where I put on the stuff but didn't do the finishing touches. And as you can see, when it dries, I hope the camera picks this up, but it has a bit of a shine to it from the PVA glue. So it looks a bit wet, I guess, which I suppose that could be an interesting look to go for as well, to have the sort of soggy clutter foliage on the base. But what I do is I get a bit of this Vallejo color golden olive, and oh my goodness, it's very difficult to do this behind the camera. I never quite appreciated how difficult that is. All right, and then we're gonna do sort of not a fully dry brush. As you can see, there's still plenty of paint on. I'm not trying to dry brush. I'm sort of doing I call it wet brushing. It's just sort of the brush still has some paint on it, and it'll leave you know, streaky bits, but that's pretty much exactly what we want. And can I get it to focus? And then we just gently go over it, and just to add some accents to the moss bits. Doesn't matter if it's a bit splotchy, that just makes it look more interesting. And just add some of that just to give it a highlight. And the best part about this is as well, once you paint on this highlight color for the moss, it'll also take away most of the shine. So the shine will still be there. If you look very closely, you'll still see it, but most of it will be pretty much hidden, and it'll look yeah, like just sort of matte color. And if it's still too shiny, you can always go over it with some matte varnish, like this from Vallejo. But I don't think it's particularly necessary. And that's pretty much it. And then when you do that to the whole army, it looks pretty excellent. And I'll show you this in a separate video, because this is already going on 8 minutes. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope this gives you some inspiration. This is very useful on bases. As I said before, it's a trick that I stole from Terrain Maker, so you can use this on a stone wall or a stone house to add some moss and weathering effects to older structures. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoy the channel, and take care, folks.